speaking of unique, I want to kind of move this conversation into Topshot, which you have been probably one of the biggest advocates over the past year or so, and it's paid off because it's taken off now. Like lots of
Yeah.
people are getting involved. First of all, to anyone who is not familiar, who is listening to me right now, can you just explain briefly what Topshot is?
In its most simple form, it is a digital sports card. And I guess the question is, well, can I touch it? Can I hold it? No. You can't touch the money in your bank account. You would have to take out cash. You can, yes, go watch it on YouTube, screen record it. You don't own it. You can look at it. I can look at it, but it's this new concept of digital ownership. It's a very tough mental hurdle to get over. But think about all our friends who play 2K and FIFA and rip open digital packs all day long, right? So they're
Yes.
already yeah, so they're already doing that stuff. And I've got some physical cards here. Like, what's the utility of this? You can't do anything with it. You can look at it, you can hold it so you know it's real, but you can't do anything with it. With this stuff, you're going to be able to play video games. You're going to be able to play fantasy football. You're going to have VR experiences. You're going to be able to do crazy stuff with it. So it's an added layer of utility, which is why I think in a digital age where we're recording this over Zoom, you're going to post it on Twitter. I'm going to look at it on my phone. Like, open your eyes and realize we live in the digital age, and that's the future. So, huge believer in it. And Top Shot kind of combines all my passions, mostly being the NBA, into this amazing product.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly said. It's basically the modern version or the digital version of what sports cards are. And but not to shame sports cards. I actually just had a person on here not too long ago, because the sports card industry has really taken off as well. I think that's partly due to COVID and people not being able to go anywhere. But what can you say? Not just because it's Top Shot is new or whatever. Like what is like the core essential reason that Top Shot is really just taking off so recently?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think people figured it out quickly. I really do. They see the value in it. I came from having cards. I mean, I have hundreds of cards sitting next to me right here, and let's talk about some of the flaws of them, and then I think why Top Shot makes so much sense. Number one, I'm holding a Le'Veon Bell, eighth year New York Jets. Right? I
Yeah.
can't sell this. I can. No one
No.
wants this. It's worthless, right? But let's say I have this, let's call this a Matisse Thybulle optic. Let's say it's $9, right? I can't sell that either because if I put it on eBay, taxes, shipping, the time it takes to do it. Okay. So now let's say I have a messy prism card, right? So that's worth $100. But if it's graded, it's worth $1,000. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go through this wild process of cleaning, of packing, of shipping, getting insurance, sending in. PSA is going to have my card for 6 months. They're going to send it back. The value of it's going to absolutely spike and decline over that time. And then one day I can go to eBay and do that same process that I couldn't do with maybe that, card from before, the Le'Veon Bell. So you've essentially eliminated all of that with digital. You don't have to hold the cards. You can't mess up the cards. You don't have to get them graded. You don't have to do so many things where digital just makes it such an obvious replacement. Once you can get over the mental hurdle, which is you can't touch it, which I get, it's a lot.
Mm.
Sports cards have been here for 150 years. Digital cards are brand new to a lot of people, even though if you actually take a look, they've been in video games for 15 years. And, FIFA did $6 billion last year. So I think there's that. The players are picking up on it. Unlike sports betting, right? Players can't talk about sports betting because people can rig games. They can win and lose money. With this stuff, you can win or lose money or and whatever, but it's positive player performance, so they're more prone to it. The NBA is incentivized to push the product. There's just so many reasons why I'm bullish on it.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of bittersweet because I do think with this new thing, if it continues to grow, I think sports cards are pretty much out the window the next few years or so. And in fact, I literally have some sports cards right at the top of me, and I actually over the course of the last few weeks have been in the process of selling because I realize that that this is probably the best time to sell them because there's never gonna be a better time to sell them. Like, I mean, I don't want to sell
Let
my.
me let me touch on that. Yeah, let me touch on that because I think a major thing that's happening is people who love sports cards and it's the hobby and they feel very threatened, right? Because
Right.
this is something they've believed in. They put a lot of money in, a lot of energy, time. I don't think that sports cards are dead. I actually think this could increase some values in some sports cards. Here's the caveat. I think vintage is the winner here. I think Luka Doncic prisms, where we don't know how many were made, so you don't know how scarce they are. You don't know what the demand's going to be. That stuff to me gets replaced with a platform like NBA Top Shot. But the value in holding a mantle from 50 years ago because it's aged 50 years, or a Fleer MJ because it's aged 40 plus years, that to me is where I think the vintage stuff really wins. Whereas I just don't see like base prisms really holding much value.
How's it going, guys? And thank you so much for reaching into this video. If you're interested in more content, be sure to go subscribe, turn on push notifications, all that good stuff. Also, I'll leave links to my Instagram and Twitter up here above. And also, be sure to go follow the podcast. That is where the bulk of my content comes from. I upload to all the major podcast providers, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. I upload to it all. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.